Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Film Snobbery Live. I am your host, Nick Baisley, and I am so excited to be back in front of everybody. It's been a very, very long time, and it's been too long because I almost forgot how to do this job. You guys might notice we've got some stuff going on over here. We've got a little bit of a new set thing. I'm kind of trying out to see how I like it. I'm going a million miles an hour lately. I just got back from New York City, having a really great had a really great meeting out there. Saw some great friends. I want to give a shout out and a thank you actually to good friends Maria Rosolo, Rob Leander, friends of the show, friends in life. They're really good people to put me up while I was out there in New York, and really good production team. So if you guys haven't checked everything out over at www.romepictures.com yet, well, you're missing out. Plus, guess what? They bought me a new hat, so I'm actually really excited. I got a new hat now, so I have two. They actually said to me, they're like, "Why are you wearing a wool hat in like 100-degree weather?" I said, "Because your dog ate the last one." And they're like, "Oh, we haven't replaced that yet." That's right. So that was that. Before we get started with our guest tonight, I'm really excited to actually have our guest. We have a guest tonight, Sarah Lotfi. I know I'm trying to get it right. Lotfi.
You got it so perfect.
I got it. She's right there. It's great. She's going to come on the show. She's going to talk to us about a couple of things that she's got coming on and going on. And I also want to, while we're at it, we're saying thank yous to people. I received in the mail today, I actually got a thank you card from our good friend Edgar Michael Bravo, written suspiciously in the hand of John Paul Rice. Which, I'm kidding, John. It says, Nick, once again, we thank you for your support of our work, Edgar Michael Bravo. And of course, that was in support to their campaign and their campaign and their movie in general, Mother's Red Dress, which I'm really excited to see. So, but that's stuff that's going on in the future. The stuff that we have going on right now in the present, though, is we have a fantastic guest coming on the show tonight. She's here with us now, as a matter of fact. You've heard her giggling in the background. She is an actress, she's a director, she's a costumer, she's a little bit of everything, and I love talking to people like that because they have a lot of different insights into different areas of the industry. And rather than belabor everything, let's just have her on now. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Sarah Lotfi.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing very well because I have a show and it's on and it works, kind of.
I'm all impressed. It's all flashy. It's very flashy.
I'm excited now. So you tell us a little bit about what you've been up to recently.
I don't know where to begin. I've had a real busy summer. I just has been nonstop. I mean, you always think when you're a student that in the summer you're going to have all this free time to do stuff, and that has not been my case at all. I've been working on a short film with my mentor, Pete Sherman, and I did two of his projects in the summer. I've done an infomercial, and I've been trying to finish my new film and get that out to festivals. And then today I just announced my next piece, so I've been a busy girl.
All right. Well, we're gonna tease that new movie for a second. We're gonna wait for that a little bit, but I want to talk a little bit about first of all, how did you get interested in film, and what made you decide to want to pursue that as a career?
Well, I mean, I know it's cliche, but I really loved it and wanted to do it since I was little. The great story people that just sounds filmic in and of itself is, there's baby footage of me as like a toddler, like chewing on a lens cap of the camera, and I've seen it, so I know that it's real. And so I tell people that's where it started.
And how did you said you have a mentor, Pete Sherman, I think you said his name is?
Yeah, I collect mentors, I just meet a bunch of different filmmakers, and professors, who I learned so much from, and I want to spend time with and gain from their experience. And Pete Sherman is, he's a big fish in Colorado Springs. He found me when I had just made a World War II film, and, I've worked with him on numerous occasions and supported him numerous times, and he's really making steps in our city in Colorado Springs. So it's good to have someone like him to look up to.
And I'm the same way. Like I like to I like to get into something and I like to find out who's the kind of the authority in that area, and I try to gravitate and emulate them, emulate them, because they're obviously they know what they're doing, and they're obviously a wealth of information. For us over here, it's Bob Hawke, as a matter of fact. We've had him on the show before. For those of you guys who were like, Bob Hawke sounds familiar, but you can't place him. He's the guy who worked with Kevin Smith, helped get him started. Same thing with Ed Burns and the Duplass brothers. I've got that guy's number, and believe me, I've used it on many occasions. The guy is just a wealth of information, and really has his finger on the pulse of what's going on in independent film. Oddly enough, outside of what we all kind of gravitate to on the online circuit, it's like he is able to kind of keep everything in perspective offline, which is really kind of cool. Because the guy doesn't really go online much. So let's talk about you right now. You have Waking Eyes. You have this movie Waking Eyes that is you're getting that ready for festivals right now?
Yes, that's correct. Waking Eyes was made for a class that I was in, and it was kind of like a really momentous project. We shot it all in 6 days in a month, and post ended up dragging 2 months, but it's a really interesting piece because it's surreal in the sense that you kind of really don't know what's going on until the end of the film. It looks like it's a time traveling film. It looks like it's an art film, but it really has a good through line through the piece that has that great twist at the end that sets you up for it. But the way I describe it is about a woman, who it's about stream of consciousness and her perspective. And the title Waking Eyes comes from Lewis Carroll's poem, Life is but a dream. And so there's little references in there into like the Alice in Wonderland character.
I gotta tell you, I'm seeing so many filmmakers now going back to classical authors like Rudyard Kipling. I know there's a movie coming out right now based on one of his unpublished work. I say unpublished, but not published in terms of they never made a movie about it, like with the Mowgli movie, Jungle Book, and all that kind of stuff. Like that, theirs is called Mark of the Beast, and then you have yours, which has like a Lewis Carroll influence. And I've seen a couple other movies that also do the same thing. And it's funny that how many different types of movies there are out there that can pull from these source materials and be completely different and completely unique. I think that also stands to as a testament to to the actual source material. It really, that stuff stands the test of time and proves to be fruitful for other artists. And I'm kind of excited because I'm really a fan of Lewis Carroll as well. I like Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass and all that kind of stuff. So what's your festival strategy? I mean, do you have kind of anything very specific planned out of like the certain festivals that you want to submit to? Or are you looking to get into the big ones like a Sundance, Slam Dance, Toronto type of thing? Or what's your plan?
Well, my mentality is that you got to get a little bit of everything. I mean, sure, shoot for the big ones, but don't expect to get in. I just kind of have the let's see where we go. I'm not going to get my hopes up attitude. But at the same time, there is a conducive strategy into going to festivals. There's extensive research on targeting festivals, like are they going to like this material type thing. And now that I've done the festival route like 3 times now, I guess it's my 3rd time around, there are certain festivals that have accepted my work before.
Right.
And so now I put them on the list, and I'm like, oh, they like me, and hopefully they'll take my work again.
Do you have a favorite festival of all the ones that you've actually attended?
I've only actually been able to attend 2, unfortunately. I went to Los Angeles Women's Film Festival last spring, and then I went to Indie Spirit Film Festival in my hometown, Colorado Springs. And I was really surprised because I was thinking, Los Angeles, it's going to be epically big, and it was pretty small, and I was not expecting that. I mean, there were great people there were great filmmakers, and there were cool events and like these posh parties, but I was really surprised that there were like 3 times the amount of people in Colorado Springs at Indie Spirit Film Festival.
Interesting. Now,
2 weeks later.
you talk a little bit about the posh parties and stuff like that, and one of the things that I mean, I go to a lot of film festivals, and one of my favorite things to do is, when I go to those, obviously, is go to the parties, because, hey, free food, I'm a big guy. That's how it works. But also, I really like to people watch. I like to, and I specifically, I like to watch filmmakers, because filmmakers are classically inept. They remind me a lot of in social situations, that is. They remind me of engineers, because I come from an IT background. I used to be a network engineer. I'm one of those few people that I can actually go out and talk to people and not bog them down with technical terms and stuff like that, and actually be social. Whereas a lot of the people I remember working with over the years have always, they were the more shy, introverted types. You sound like you have no problem, but you have.
Well, actually, I'm a shapeshifter. I can be very, very shy when the situation is there, or I can be, I can take the initiative and go. It just depends on the mood. But as far as navigating film festivals go, when I went to Los Angeles, I went with one of my crew members, and she noticed. She's like, "I know your secret, Sarah." She's like, "I know how you get in with the filmmakers. You find like nerddom together. You find like a niche cultural connection to them, and then you guys geek out about something, and that's how you make friends." So I was like, that's true.
Are you a geek, Sarah?
In certain areas, yeah. I love culture, so I really connect with international filmmakers. I have a deep respect for that. And I think when people see that you have a passion and a genuine interest in where they come from, and not just like how they made their living,
Gotcha.
how they got their money, they respect that. It's a culmination of asking good questions in the Q&A section.
See, when you were saying you geek out a little bit, I got a little excited, because I'm definitely a geek myself, and you're more of the culture geek, which is great. I've lived overseas and stuff myself, and I completely agree with you. Nothing I love more than when I go out somewhere and I like to get an idea of the local culture, history, stuff like that, whether it's overseas or even in the country. One of the best parts about this job is going to so many new places. But it was funny though, because the first thing that entered my mind is like, I wonder if she saw the new Thundercats cartoon. I don't know. I'm just, I'm also I'm a nerd. I'm a very, video game guy, and I'm just, it's funny because it's funny because movies are supposed to be an escape, and oddly enough, because I do it for work now, how I escape is through other nerd vices. So comic books, movies, stuff like that. What do you do when you're not planning your next strategy to take over the film world?
Well, I mean, it's a lot of, I guess, personal nerddom for me. Like, I love history. I mean, that's I guess, the trend in why my films are mostly, like, historical based, because I think there's a beauty in the bygone era. There's a beauty in the way they dress. And so you may find me sewing a costume every now and then. You may find me, like, drawing a picture in the dark. And I love to scrapbook. Yeah. Nice.
Well, let's talk about your multi-talents for a second in terms of film. I mean, you are right. You do some acting, some costuming, you're all over the place. And where do you think your heart truly is? Is it behind the camera? Is it in front of the camera? Is it assisting in production? I mean, where do you kind of want to make it as a filmmaker? I almost hesitated for a second. It's almost a female filmmaker, but honestly, there really is no difference. You're either a filmmaker or you're not. But I do love having female filmmakers on, because I really think it shows the diversity of what is actually out there in what I think is at least in the press and stuff like that, seems to be a very male-dominated industry. I was really happy to see Movie Maker magazine this month had Miranda July on the front cover there.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, well, I guess my passion is a loaded question that you gave me, but my true calling right now is directing. I love producing and directing. I love the culmination of the two. When I work on professional productions, I love assistant directing. It's more relaxing and less pressure than directing, but yet, you you're still right there at the nexus on the location. There's nothing that I love better than production. And my acting days are really over. I just do an odd cameo every now and then.
You do a director's cameo?
Yeah, I do the director's cameo thing. I started making serious endeavors in movie making in high school when when I didn't get roles in plays. I was like, I will make a movie and I will cast myself, and it will be marvelous. And it's really challenging when you direct and act, because I noticed that my downfall with that was that I would either watch the actors and forget my cues, or I would watch the camera and make sure they're shooting it right, and then make the fatal error of looking into the camera. So I've really taken it to a phase. I can't really just do that anymore. And besides, I really love directing. It's just so much more exciting than acting. So I love seeing the overlap between the choreography between camera and talent. It's a great dance that they do together.
I think I have a new I have a new idea for FilmSnobbery. I think I'm going to do for you guys, for all you filmmakers out there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have all of you filmmakers, as I travel around, I'm going to have you all be the director on an episode of FilmSnobbery Live to see how each of them kind of go differently. I think that's a good idea right there. No, we actually got a comment from someone in the chat room here. John Hoff said Waking Eyes is great, and I'm really I haven't seen it yet. I need to see it. I must see this thing.
I think I submitted it for screening and sent you guys a link. Maybe it got lost in your mail.
Maybe it did. Hold on. I have, you know what? I'm not going to go look for it now. But I will have to check it out, though, because I'm really excited for what the audience is raving for it. So I'm excited. I'm excited if they're excited. But you have, just so we can make sure we get this in there, you have a new movie. And you just launched, you just kind of launched it and started talking about it today. So I feel like I have, the exclusive now.
You do. You do. I was saving it just for you, Nick.
Oh, I'm loving it. See, this is why I love having you guys on. It's just, it works for me. All right, so let's tell everyone, I have the exclusive, but let's give them the exclusive now. Let's talk about your new movie, Mention.
Yes. Well, to go back to where Mention came from, we have to go in the time machine back 2 years to when I was doing another World War II film, The Last Bogatyr. That is kind of what I'm known for, really, in the city, is making the World War II film with the explosions and the soldiers. And it's not really even that. It was just the experience of making that film and working with a bunch of World War II reenactors and taking film classes at my university where I was studying German national cinema and German culture. And my eyes were really opened wide to just the perspective of what we call an enemy and how we perceive them. And working with the World War II reenactors, specifically the German one, Kampfgruppe von Reibach, that helped me make The Last Bogatyr. I started reading all these memoirs of soldiers and hearing, how a bunch of men were really just drafted into the service, and many of them were not committed to the Nazi ideology. And World War II films are always popular. They seem to always sell to audiences. But it's really rare to get one from the Axis perspective. They're becoming more frequent these days. The Germans are producing them, the Austrians are producing them. But what makes Mention really special is we dare to touch on the disability point of view.
How so?
Before the war, the Germans enacted this program called T4, where they would basically euthanize, large amounts of the population. You've heard about what happened to the Jews, but anybody with a disability was rounded up and euthanized. It's
right.
sad, but it happened.
It's kind of part of that whole cleansing thing. They wanted to only have, the big, hardy, healthy people.
Yeah, and so Mention is the German word for human beings. And what our film is about the human in everyone and the total equality, whether it's a soldier that's American, German, or civilian, like the Czechoslovakian kid in the story who has a severe developmental disability and has been hidden away by his mother in the cabin in the woods. And the Germans on the retreat, end up coming to the home, and, when push comes to shove, they end up taking him under their wing at first to use as a bargaining card to when they surrender to the Americans. But as the story develops, it becomes much more deeper than that. It's about an Austrian captain, who has a past, and he takes it on his head personal penance because his sister was lost in the T4 program. And when he sees this kid, who reminds him of his sister, he feels like he has to protect him. And I'm really excited to tell that story because I know it's never been done before. And in my personal background, my brother and sister have Down syndrome. My sister also has autistic. I know how hard it is to take care of a sibling.
No,
I imagine what it would be like back then, but.
No, when I used to live in Australia, and when I lived there, I lived with a family who the brother that was there was autistic and very highly functioning, but no, I completely in that case I can definitely see now I'm relating more to the movie, I like how you're taking a topic though that's as broad as World War II, and you're personalizing it. It's not just Axis versus Allies. It's not just Americans versus Germans. It's you're making a personal movie, kind of reminds me a little bit of like when you read like the Diary of Anne Frank type of deal. It's it kind of puts that whole situation into perspective.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I like that.
Part of it also comes too from like another mentor's story as well. Like my film professor, Robert von Desnowski, his father was an Austrian soldier who was drafted and ended up deserting in the last days. And after hearing some of the accounts of what happened, that he retold to me, taking inspiration from that. And I've met World War II veterans too, and I've been impressed by how much they are still with us to this day, and how much you can still gain from them. It's not just about reading the memoirs or doing the Wikipedia search. You have to dig deeper and get the personal experience from it, and I think it'll be a strong piece. We hope to do a feature with that story. So what we're doing with Mention Now is it's a condensed short that will be a pitch for the feature in the years to come. And
you're doing some crowdfunding on this too, aren't you?
Yes.
Let's direct people over.
We just released the Indiegogo site for it. The video pitch is not yet up. It will be up probably sometime tomorrow. Did not get done editing it.
That's because you took the time out to come on here, and I feel bad because I interrupted your busy day.
No, that's all right.
You're on my little show. I don't know. I'm just a little guy. You got to go make movies. You got to go do all the, you got to go get famous, and then I can ride those coattails right into Hollywood. No. But no, go ahead. It's Kickstarter, right?
No, actually, it's Indiegogo.
Indiegogo, I love you. See, this is why I love having. This is why I have you on the show. It's great. No, now actually, here's a good question. Why did you pick Indiegogo versus Kickstarter?
Well, I had done Kickstarter just recently with Waking Night for the first time with Waking Night for Art Festival budget, and I liked it, and it has a nice format. But I had in the back of my mind to go to Indiegogo as well, and when I saw that you can take the payment directly to your credit card rather than going through Amazon, I opted for that because it made it less complicated. Because when I did reach my goal on Kickstarter on Waking Night, and I did get the funding, it was a little bit of a tricky back and forth, confusing, situation
Yep.
about actually getting the money from Amazon to my account to pay for things. It was a little tricky.
Yeah,
So I'm hoping it'll be easier this time.
There are a lot of reasons why I really do back the dark horse that is Indiegogo, and the reason why you just mentioned is one of them. And I also do like the fact that once someone pledges, that money gets debited directly. I mean, you take someone like myself. I'll be right honest with everyone. Someone like myself, I'll make a donation to something, and when I make the donation, I'll have the money, but my budget and my schedule fluctuates so rapidly that next week I could be $300 in the hole because I need to buy new lights or I need to buy whatever. So to have a 30-day commitment, I have to remember, oh yeah, I donated $10 to something 30 days or 60 days or even worse 90 days ago. I'm not going to remember that, and having it taken out and having it be quite frankly done and over with is a much easier way to do it. Plus, I love the fact that I can just have PayPal take care of it. That for me is the huge selling point on Indiegogo. Is it's the only crowdfunding platform out there of the big two that you can use PayPal with, which is like what 99.99999% of the world uses. So I'm excited. What is your goal?
Well, our goal is like 9,350, and it's laid out on the Indiegogo site about what we need to cover. I'm used to making films like with nothing, and I can't really do that this time because Mention really is going to take it to the next epic level. People thought The Last Bogatyr was epic, but with Mention we're looking to use some of the military vehicles that the reenacting groups have, and when they're located across the state, and you can't drive them to the location. You have to actually pay to have them transported by industrial truck. It gets a little complicated that way. And then we would like to have pyrotechnics again. And that will cost us some money and fog, ammunition, and the uniforms that we destroy, we can't borrow those. We have to pay for them. And equipment, of course, too. So there's a lot of little things that add up quickly. And I think the 9,350 is really cutting it close to the skin for what we really need to pull off Mention. But if we can get that, it will be a great start, and it will definitely greenlight the project. Excellent.
And that being said, I want to make sure that we get you to 10,000 even, because we don't want you scraping by. We want you to make the movie that you see in your head when you go to bed at night. You dream about what this movie is, what it could be, how it's received by audiences. We want to see the $10,000 version, not the $9,360 or $50 version. I want to IMAX this thing. No. I want dogfights. I want dogfights designed by George Lucas. You know what I mean? No. It's well, come on. He took all of his X-wing and TIE fighter footage was all basically choreographed after World War I dogfights. So I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely see allegory to the World Wars, both World War I and World War II, and Star Wars saga. I love those films. I'm glad you mentioned them because I watch the originals now and I see how much they hold up still. They just look beautiful even now in this day. And
there's something to be said for practical effects.
Yes, and that's why pyro is important. That's why you need the explosions.
Yes, we need to set things on fire. And I don't think you all have a stunt guy who will be truly happy until you have him running with an explosion behind him and then you show it to him in slow motion.
Well, I would like to add, too, earlier you brought up female filmmakers.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think I definitely earned people's respect when I did a World War II film before for doing that. But it's a genre that people don't expect women to do.
Right.
And they look at you or they raise their eyebrows when I go, a woman made this film? And I'm not working alone by any means. I work closely with a lot of guys. One in particular is Kevin Beechwood, who produced my work for like the last few years. And we have this great collaborative effort going on. But with the female filmmakers, it sometimes feels a little bit limiting that they expect a woman to just make a romantic comedy, or drama piece. But that's why I really look up to Catherine Bigelow because, she's known for making films outside the expectations for women. And it was funny when she was in the Academy Awards, my dad was all sad because he was like, I wanted you to be the first woman director. And I was like, Dad, I'm happy for Catherine Bigelow. But you have to understand that my parents, have always thought that I will be the starting artist. And so for him to say that to me meant a lot.
Well, I'm really happy to hear about that because all I get from my parents, real Carol Brady that they are, is, hey, when are you going to get a real job? And and I'm like, Ma, how many times were you covered in Movie Maker magazine last year? Oh yeah, that's right. No. So no, it's they. I guess the word is tolerate what I do, but it's always great. I love seeing people where their parents at any age get involved in or at least support what they do and understand that it's so funny. I've said to a lot of people before. It's like filmmaking is like being gay. It's not a choice. It's like that's how you were born, and
yeah. I agree.
And there you go. And it's I think that's also why so many filmmakers I think that's why so many filmmakers dance awkwardly to Lady Gaga at film festivals.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is like a definite amount of commitment to being a filmmaker. You have to be all in. It has to be a life and death situation, and the film must come first. I've learned this, not taking a job and and living in my parents' basement, and putting it, giving it the priority during school year. Not necessarily the most wisest decision in the world, but I have been guilty of doing that on occasion.
As someone who does go to school, you're still in school?
Yes, I am.
So
I will graduate next spring, but it will be a full 6 years for me. I'm at the University of Colorado.
Oh,
Colorado Springs.
I will say a pre-congratulations to that. But I gotta wonder, I'm assuming you're taking some sort of film classes?
Yes, I'm double majoring in two different fields, but they both touch on filmmaking.
You are just an overachiever, aren't you?
Yeah.
Love it.
You didn't get that from looking at the still from my film?
I got that. Now believe me. But you remind me of a slightly older Emily Higgins, which if you is a female director, if you don't know her yet, you should check her out. She's when I say slightly older, I mean she's 18 and you're in your early 20s. So much early 20s, very early 20s. I'm assuming. I'm trying to help you out here. I'm digging my hole.
22.
There you go.
23 in a couple weeks.
Oh, cool. Well, happy birthday in advance then. I'm glad that this is my birthday present to you then. Yeah, that's the ticket.
Lovely birthday present. But no, I mean, the University of Colorado has a fledgling filmmaking program between the communication degree, which focuses on film production and digital filmmaking. And then we have, under our visual and performing arts program, we have film studies degree as well. And that really gives you the full context of, national cinemas and, the context of where film came from today. And so I really can't imagine being a strong filmmaker and not having my foot in both fields, because it's important to know where cinema came from.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important to know its cutting-edge techniques. And when I get done, I think I might be going to grad school, actually, and
Wow.
I may be coming up to you, actually.
Really?
Boston University is really heavy on my mind.
Really? Well, if you need a place to stay, we have an extra room.
Sweet.
Well, especially because I might be moving out of here, so I might be going down to New York.
None.
Maybe we'll see. That's in the cards. At the beginning of September, I might be heading out to New York for about a week or two and seeing what life has to offer out there. I go there all the time, and it's just it's a great experience because up here, the only thing, I mean, I guess it might be a little different if you're in school because you're so surrounded by that. But where I am, I'm in the sticks. There's no culture of film here, and I feel so out of it. It's really easy to get discouraged because especially when you start seeing friends and colleagues and coworkers and stuff like that, they're doing things, they're moving on, they've got these new things that are going on, and it's just like sometimes just because of the lack of resources you have being where you are, or rather being where I am, I feel sometimes very isolated. So it's kind of hard. It's really easy for me to just get depressed on it. Now, if you were in school, if you're in, if you're, yeah, if you,
That's interesting though that you say that, because I mean I feel that way in Colorado. I mean we do have films that are made here, but it's not like New York or Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It's very small. But
Yeah.
I kind of take strength in that, because if you can be the one to make the difference in your community, then you will not have been in vain. And there's a lot to offer too, because when film isn't so big, it's easier to be a filmmaker and to get good deals, because it's not every day that people are asking for your restaurant to be a location.
That's true. That's true. Look at you! You even got the business savvy for it. I see that. I'm gonna have that's it, Jerry. I'm shit canning you, and I'm hiring Sarah as a co-host. That's what's happening next.
Oh no, Jerry, please don't kill me.
You can have the job. It's fine.
But I want to mention everyone go over to Indiegogo.com, look up Mention, and it's MENSCHEN, very German like, and throw some cash at it. If you can't throw some cash at it, throw a tweet at it, throw a Facebook like at it, do something, get it out there, because we want Sarah to be successful. Speaking of Sarah, we also want you guys to go check out her website, www.sararlotfi.net. That's Sarah with an H, R Lotfi, LOTFI.net. If you guys haven't checked out her current movie yet, Waking Eyes, definitely go over to www.wakingeyesmovie.com. And am I missing anything? Follow Sarah on Twitter, twitter.com/Sarah R Lotfi. And what else am I missing?
I think you got most of it. I have a plethora of Facebook pages, but other than that, I'm sure they'll find them.
I better make sure that we are on. I better make sure that we are Facebook friends at some point.
Yes, please do.
I will.
I want to be your friend.
I want
to be your friend.
I like friends. I like having friends, and I like you. You're very nice to talk to, and I like the fact that you seem like you're focusing on being, you're really leading the double life of being creative, being. It sounds like you have a really good ear for the business too, which is something that is very rare, or it's very hard for a lot of filmmakers to do, because that's very left brain, right brain. And that's also why I love doing what I do, because sometimes it allows me to step in as that other side and go like, well, maybe you should do this, because I get to see the full picture on it. And it's nice when a filmmaker can step back and kind of view things that way. It kind of you are the prime example of when I went to South by Southwest and I did the "Your baby is ugly" thing, except your baby is not ugly, your baby is pretty, or whatever it is, whatever the opposite of "your baby is ugly." But I want to thank you for coming on the show.
No, and thank you for having me, Nick. It means a lot.
No.
And I can't say enough good things about FilmSnobbery. I think you have a great thing going for you.
Oh, thank you.
To see it go bigger and bigger.
I hope so. I mean, we've got it. We're traveling a lot lately, and hopefully, sometime in the near future, we'll get a fest or something that'll pay for us to come on down out in Colorado. And I would definitely love to check that out. I might be in Albuquerque later this month. I'm definitely going to be in Alabama later this month. New York in September. It's just really, really busy, but I would love to come out to Colorado. I've never been to Colorado, so.
Yeah, you should come out to Colorado. It's beautiful here. We've Garden of Gods in the mountains. And
I just don't want people to mistake me for Cartman, because I am very corpulent. I'm just, so I'll put on a poofball hat. I'll be like, hey, you guys. No, I don't know. But... no, thank you again, and everyone, again, check out Waking Eyes if you haven't, www.wakingeyesmovie.com, and throw some cash. Make it rain for Mention. That's what we need to happen now. So, I want to thank you again, Sarah, for coming on the show. It's great having you on, and I won't keep you any longer, because I know that you're in the middle of so many things, launching this new campaign, launching, getting ready for your festival run on Waking Eyes, and I don't want to be the one to hold you up.
No problem. It's been a great night talking with you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. I'll talk to you again. I'll talk to you again soon. I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Oh, fabulous. Can't wait.
Excellent. Have a good one. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Sarah R. Lotfi. Sarah Lotfi. That was very nice. Jerry, are you with me?
Yeah, could you flirt any more with our guests?
Holy crap! I wish I could.
I'm starting to get uncomfortable in the chat room.
Well, that's only because you're the third wheel again, Jerry.
Is that CGI desk there to cover your massive erection?
It certainly is, sir. And I gotta tell you, it's just barely doing a good job. But I wanna talk to you, Jerry. And I know we hadn't planned a contest or anything like that, but I'm gonna throw a contest out there for our Twitter followers. It's really just because of I know First Glance Film is here. It's because we're back. It's also because First Glance Film Festival just announced their official selections on their website. So for their next little foray in, I believe it's October. I think it is October, November. It's one of those two. I think it's October. So
I think October.
There we go. So I want to definitely go ahead and give First Glance Film Festival a shout out. Give Bill Ostroff, the festival director, a shout out. If you guys haven't ever gone ahead and submitted your movies to him, it's a good fest to do so. He's got a lot of opportunities for filmmakers before, during, and after the fest. So really good, Jerry. I don't really have anything very in particular prepared. I know you don't either because we didn't really talk about contests. But you got a contest for me?
Yeah, sure. It's very basic just because, you gave me total 10 seconds. But I guess what I'm going to post in the chat room right now, and then the first person to tweet it out. Is that good? Sound good, Nick?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
All right.
Check
so
at First Glance Film, and then check out this teaser trailer. And support, and then hashtag support indie film.
Oh, look at you, Jerry. You're trying. I'm guessing the teaser trailer is for Stuck Like Chuck, right? Perhaps. Well, I'll tell you what, Jerry. What we're going to do is this. We're going to talk. We are going to talk more about Stuck Like Chuck towards the end of the show during our little kind of normal little question and answer and discussion type of thing. Right now, I want to play a quick ad for our good friends over at Indie Picks Unlimited. When we come back, we have our Indiegogo Project of the Week. We'll announce our winner of this contest. It's a 1-year subscription to Movie Maker magazine. And then, after all that stuff is said and done, we'll talk about Stuck Like Chuck and its impending release. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, and I apologize for we're doing our ad, and I know that you guys are probably getting ads from live stream as well. If you guys want to see our show relatively third-party ad-free, we need money. That's really all that's going to do to solve that. Live stream is $350 a month for a white label kind of thing, which will actually allow us to insert our own ads. In the future, we are working on a solution to actually do our own live stream service, but we would have to build a new server for that, and there's a bunch of other stuff that needs to happen for that. I want to talk a little bit about our Indiegogo Project of the Week. It's Catholic Schoolgirl Chainsaw Showdown. I saw the title. I immediately was like, yes, but it's not the kind of Tokyo horror gore porn that it sounds like, because for some reason that's what it sounds like to me. When I think about that, I think of like stuff like Battle Royale and stuff like that. So so I want to talk about them. They're trying to raise some dough. They're at 900. Last time I actually updated my screen, they were at $916 of $5,000 $5,000, easy peasy to throw at him. If I knew that Sarah was actually doing an Indiegogo project, rather, if I knew her project was going to be an Indiegogo project, I would have just wrapped the whole thing all up in one little ball and had her pitch everything here on the show. But since that's not the case, no biggie. We'll go ahead and we'll just plug these guys here. Catholic Schoolgirl Chainsaw Showdown. I actually do have a fun little, what do you call those things? Pitch video, trailer thing. I'm going to try. I got some new technology I want to try out. I know this whole thing is kind of like different, and I'm excited about it. I want to know what you guys think about it. Feel free to email me, tweet me, Facebook me, whatever, about how you like this kind of setup, because to me it's interesting, and I'm not used to it, but I could get used to it because it's definitely a hell of a lot more dynamic. Let's see if this works. If it does, you should see their pitch video on that screen behind me. So let's give it a try.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Sean Harmon. I am the writer and director of Catholic Schoolgirl Chainsaw Showdown. Catholic Schoolgirl Chainsaw Showdown tells the story of young Sadie Caulfield, a meek girl of about 11 years old, as she embarks up a long and lonesome mountain path in the footsteps of her older sister, Cassidy.
So Cassidy is a sweet girl. She had some things to cling to in her life. She has her little sister who she cares about so very much, and she had this boyfriend. But everyone knows her as this sweet girl. But I guess you really find out what somebody's made of when you take something from her she cares a lot about.
Upon reaching the summit, Cassidy is to face Lainey Simpson, the female personification of the Antichrist.
Lainey and I are alike in one way. She's wonderful in her determination and her single-mindedness. She and I are alike in the way that we are both limitless. She is maniacal in a way that I can never be.
The trick is, this combat will be waged with chainsaws. We thought this would be a lot of fun to shoot, this project, because it gives our in-house stunt team, Urban Fist Stunts and Coordination, a chance to showcase their coordinating ability.
I'm Tarek Tomei, and I'm one of the co-founders of Urban Fist Stunts and Coordination. We're doing the coordination on Catholic Schoolgirl Chainsaw Showdown.
What else could you ask for? Chainsaws, schoolgirls, showdowns, and Catholics.
The name of the project is Catholic Schoolgirl Chainsaw Showdown. It's kind of hard to avoid wanting to know what that's all about.
When Sean asked me if I was ready to learn the ways of the chainsaw, I knew, hands down, I was born ready for this.
This is going to be a pretty hardcore thing. I'm excited about it because he made me excited.
It's exciting to know that they're going to choreograph with these chainsaws, and you know, it's everyone should see it because it's something different.
This is one of our babies right here, one of the chainsaws that we'll be using in the film. In addition to this one chainsaw right here, we've got one other live chainsaw, and then two chainsaws that are rigged without the machinery, without anything, because at Urban Fist, safety is our #1 priority.
I feel a little scared about working with the Urban Fist team, but I think that's good. I think a healthy fear will keep everyone safe, but also really excited because I know that that excuses aren't going to be allowed. It's going to be about getting tough and being able to use these chainsaws the way they're supposed to be used.
We have a full-on weight training regimen and stunt training program designed for all our leads in the film where they're actually going to be using these chainsaws. It's not just a thing that's all blood and effects. This is a thing where we view this as an art form, and we view this almost like a martial art with chainsaws.
This project will be fantastic, and we are pushing limits and pushing boundaries, and it's going to be unstoppable.
I know I speak for the entire crew when I say that this is just the beginning. You know, this is the tip of the iceberg for us. We are young, talented as hell, and very, very hungry. You know, we have a flavor of our very own, a stylistic vision that hasn't been seen yet before. With your help, we can do this. If we raise this budget of $5,500, this film will be great.
We're trying to make this vision a reality. We need your help to get it done. If you guys support us on Indiegogo.com, this could really come to life.
Once again, guys, with your help, my name is Sean Harmon, and I was there at the beginning. Were you?
And, well, I'd say we're back, but I didn't technically go anywhere. That was kind of just a, you know, fun thing. So I want to go ahead. I want to go and I want to welcome our co-host of the show, Director Jerry Cavallero, back on, and I want to have him talk a little bit about what. First of all, let's talk about your the winner of this Movie Maker subscription contest.
Okay.
All right.
So I went to Twitter
You
and
went-
I searched hashtag support indie film, which
Mm-hmm.
is the hashtag that First Glance Film has been using.
Mm-hmm.
And the first person to pop up was Mr. John Hoff.
John Hoff the third.
Yes.
Yes. Well, congrats to him. He hasn't won yet, has he?
I have no idea, but he was the first one to pop up, so he wins.
Yay! I
I hope he didn't win yet. But
Yeah.
Now he gets 2 years.
Or he could be nice enough to pass the buck on to someone else or recommend someone else that he knows. We actually, I know we want to have you talk real quick about Stuck Like Chuck and its impending release. As we said, it's being released kind of from your loins out until the public.
Birthing of Chuck.
The birthing of Chuck. Yes.
I like what Michelle Simmons just said in the chat room.
What'd she say?
She said, Jer on big screen floaty head style.
Sure.
We gotta make that happen.
I would love to have Jared on the big screen floaty head style. As a matter of fact, if I had my way, what I would do is I would take this screen that we have right here that's behind me, and that's where you would video
So I would
Skype
be
in.
here as co-host.
Exactly, because you're still kind of technically behind the desk, and you're.
It kind of works. I'll be like really awkward. I'll sneak up behind you and make faces and stuff.
Dude, it's not like I can't see it. I got 6 monitors going on here,
I don't care if you can see me or not. I'm just saying what I'm gonna do.
I'll mute you like I do with everything else. But we actually do have some stuff that we want to talk about, or rather, Jerry wants to talk about. Stuck Like Chuck. Let's stay on point, sir.
Okay.
This is your time to shine.
For any of you that haven't seen the massive amount of tweets and Facebook posts and my blog posts that I've put up since yesterday, I am releasing Stuck Like Chuck on August 17th for free. Free streaming, free download, ad-free. It's going to be on stucklikechuck.com. The player is going to be embeddable, though, so the goal is to have it on websites across the world by that night. You'll be able to put it on your website, your blog, Facebook, everything. And the reason I'm doing it for free, I want people to see it. I'm tired of it just sitting on my hard drive and collecting digital dust. I made this film for people to see it, and I think that's the best way. That's the best move I can make right now is to get the film out there. So I put up a teaser trailer yesterday. Which, Nick, did you cue it up? No, right?
I did not. Oh, now you're gonna throw me under the bus. You told me, hey, you should cue that up for you told me 2 minutes before the show started.
I know. I just you would have done that.
You know what? Normally I would have if I hadn't been so kind of just overcome with okay, well, I've got a guest to prepare for
tonight. That'll work.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, I actually have to prep for the show.
In your mind, so I'll let it go. But I'll put the Vimeo link in the chat room for the video, so
Yep.
you can see it all over the place.
And that being said, people, I actually will say this is the best trailer that Jerry's come up with for Stuck Like Chuck. I actually really like it. So,
Thank you.
and I'm not just saying that because I'm the first person to tell Jerry that he is a piece of shit. So, when I say that this trailer actually makes me want to watch Stuck Like Chuck again, you can take that to the bank.
I'm gonna put that somewhere.
There you go.
I'll take that quote and put it somewhere. I just posted it in the chat room, the Vimeo link. Don't wait until after the show ends to watch it because you'll watch it over and over and over and over, and you want to see the end of the show.
Yes, we want to see the end of the show. Yes, we actually, as far as speaking of the end of the show, we are coming up on the end. We've got about 7 minutes left till we got an even hour that we've been on. But we do have a guest who wants to call in, and I'm anxious to hear what he has to say because of the fact that I know he has a little bit of screen jitters. He's not really been on camera before and stuff like that. So let's get him acclimated to how we do things here. So I'm actually going to call him and I'm going to add him to the conference right now. Our fun little friend here up from Boston, as a matter of fact, John Hoff the third. Let's see if he's let's see if we can actually get him on. Hold on one second. All right, it says Skype. It says he's offline. He's not offline. That's a lie. He's probably showing invisible or something. Call failed. John Hoff, come on. Come on, guy. Call failed. John Hoff, how dare you? No, you ruined my flow.
You lost the contest now. Take that back.
You ruined my flow, sir. No, it's all good. It's all good. Come on, John. Get your stuff together. We're gonna have you going in.
Come on the show soon, or I'm gonna start talking about stuff like Chuck again.
He'll do it. I've seen him. All right, I think he's on now. Hold on. You're on with Nick Baisley and FilmSnobbery Live. No, okay.
Hey Nick. Hey Jerry.
Hey, how you doing, John?
Hi.
How are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you just delightfully. So did you called in? Do you have you got any? First of all, congratulations on winning a Movie Maker subscription. Have you won before?
No, I haven't.
No? Okay, well then congratulations. See, it's kind of nice. We got it's like a radio call-in show. It's like, congratulations, you're the big winner, and all that kind of fun stuff. So what we'll do is we'll have, I'll just have you send me an email at the end of the show once we're offline. Just send me your contact details, name, address, phone number type of stuff. And what I'll do is I'll forward that on to Bill over at First Glance Films, and he'll get you your Movie Maker subscription, because this is all for First Glance, so...
Awesome, cool.
Thanks. And you're welcome, sir. So how's everything going in the world of interview land? You've been knocking these things out of the park like left and right. How's it going?
It's been going okay. I've been interviewing some interesting people. It's okay, I guess.
So I'm going to ask you. See, it's not really like an interview, but I am going to ask you a couple questions. How did you get started? What made you want to kind of get involved in the independent film world? I mean, were you kind of trolling around on Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that? Saw that there's just group of people, and kind of you got integrated with that. Did you have kind of a love for it, beforehand? What kind of got you started?
I've always been interested in film, and I basically just went online and typed in indie film and found crowdfunding for Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and found filmmakers that way.
Interesting. Yeah, we that's actually a kind of a useful tool if you're someone out there looking to connect with independent filmmakers. I mean, I guess there's two websites that just have basically repositories of people with projects. That's actually a really good idea. Thankfully, here we have no shortage of people that reach out to us, which we're immensely grateful for. But actually to the point where we can't even keep up half the time. But we love it. So you've talked to a bunch of people so far, John, and you've you got any favorites so far of all the people you've interviewed?
I don't like to choose favorites, but
you can say me. It's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, let's say you since I'm talking to you. No. But they're all good. I know it's cheesy, but I can't decide. I've been really lucky, and everybody's been really supportive. Considering it's mostly been via email. They haven't seen me, haven't heard my voice. It's just it's virtual, and they're like, oh sure, yeah, let's do it. And they don't know me from Adam, so it's great.
Excellent. And we don't have to. You don't have to necessarily be in person and stuff like that to connect with a lot of these people. A lot of them are really. Really good people. They're trying to get their work out. They're trying to get their names out there as much as you are. So I mean, it's a really good group of people to collaborate with in terms of getting stuff out there. Have you? What are some of the challenges you've really faced so far trying to do this? Because I know there's tons of them on my end. So I'm never afraid to admit that sometimes there are days where my job just sucks, but and not because of the people, but because of the circumstances. I mean, how about you? What's been the hard part? What's been the challenging part for you?
Knock on wood, I haven't really had anything too challenging. I'm not. It's more of a side project for me. So I'm not going at it as hardcore as like you or Jerry with your projects.
Uh-huh.
So I haven't really delved that into it to get into any roadblocks or anything.
Okay. Well, and we do have a question. Look at this. This is your first question from the audience, so don't fuck it up. No, I'm kidding. Your first question from the audience from our good friend Michelle Simmons. She asks, ask John who he really wants to interview but hasn't yet, and why.
Oh, wow. That would probably be Zach Forsman.
Zach Forsman? We can make that happen. He's in the audience right now. You should ask him right now. Let's ask him. Let's make sure, first of all, he's in there. Yes, he's in there. Go ahead. Let's ask him right now. Ask him, hey, Zach, you want to do an interview with John? Go ahead. You pitch him.
Zach, I'd love to do an interview with you for my blog if you would like to.
And if he wants to check it out beforehand, make sure you're on the level, which obviously we'll vouch for you. But what's the address for your blog, John?
It's www.johnhoff like Frank, the number 3, .wordpress.com.
There you go, johnhoff, number 3, .wordpress.com. So let's see what he says here. Let's see. He said he would like to.
Fantastic.
He said yes right now. Awesome. So that's cool. Oh, looks like Jerry went real. Jerry's on the stick. He went ahead and he posted a link to it in the chat room. We can definitely make that happen. And I want to actually, while we have everyone here together, the whole FilmSnobbery kind of family is here together, I want to say congratulations to Zach Forsman for hitting 50% on his Down and Dangerous Kickstarter campaign. I know we try to use the word Kickstarter and the DL down here, but at the same time, I mean, you can't downplay that kind of masterful, crowdfunding kind of action going on over there. So I'm really excited for him, and I'm really happy to see that he's succeeding very very well here. So are you watching the show where you're at today, John?
I was, but there was some background noise and some reverberation, so I had to turn it off, unfortunately.
Okay. How do you like the new set?
It's interesting.
You're hating it, aren't you?
No, I like it. Seems like you can do more with the technology and posting trailers and things like that. So it's awesome.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we have always tried to really do. I mean, I come from a technical background, so for me, it's always how can I leverage technology to get across what I need to do. I actually have to give all the credit to Wirecast, which is our broadcasting software. They are the ones who actually have the integration built in for these virtual sets and for the ability to play all these trailers and play all this kind of stuff, integrate all the audio and the video and all that kind of stuff. It can be a little kludgy to work with sometimes, but it's actually a really powerful tool. And that actually that there's a graphic on behind me. That thing that's looping back and forth, it's like the FilmSnobbery, the FS logo and stuff like that. I want to say I discovered this site. I've known about this site for a long time, but I never actually used it. I went on the website Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, and what it basically is that there are a bunch of people up there, and they'll do various things for you for $5. For you, not to you. There's a difference. And so what I did was, one of them said, I will do this motion graphic, kind of 3D motion graphic for you. You give me your logo and what the text is you want it to say, and I will do like this 3D motion kind of thing for you. And I was like, all right, you know what? I would love to see what the FilmSnobbery logo would look like, kind of like, 3D'd a little bit and, some text and stuff like that. So I'm like, it's $5. Why not? I got nothing to lose. Actually, while I was at it, I even got someone else to do a different one for Filmsnobbery Daily, which is our new show that we'll be launching sometime in the near future. I know I keep saying that, but we're getting closer and closer and closer, so I'm really excited. So I figured that would be kind of a cool thing. It's actually over here. The cool thing to actually play behind me, kind of fill in that black space while we were doing the show. So I figured, hey, there we go. So let's do you have any questions for us, John? I mean, you called in, you wanted to chat with the audience. We're going to have you on set sometime, I'm hoping.
Yeah, that'd be great if I could, sit in studio and not be too much of a bother.
I might put you on camera. I think you're going to have to sit. You're going to have to sit like right here over next to me, and You're going to get all the sights, sounds, and smells of Film Snobbery Live, and see the shittiness that is this garage that we've turned into a studio. But you know what? It's that's also the other reason why I'm like, I'd love to do like a virtual set, because now it doesn't feel like a garage, at least on screen. But no, we'd love to have you on, and I appreciate you reaching out. I like people who are curious and looking to try new things and seeing how things work. I'm the same way when it comes to tech and stuff like that. I'm always trying to get in and do new things and stuff like that. What else do you have going on, John? What do you you're out in Boston or thereabouts?
Thereabouts, yeah.
What kind of, I mean, we have a lot of film festivals out in Boston, but what kind of film, there's really not much film culture out here. That's the only thing I'm disappointed in. There's not a lot of, you find the occasional indie filmmakers, but you don't really find a lot. How about you? What's your view on that?
I haven't really, I'm more of a homebody, so I haven't really actually, I hate to say it, been out to any film festivals yet. But I'm thinking about if I can, the finances align, try to get out to the New Hampshire Film Festival. Yeah, somebody very important recommended that to me. So.
Yeah, and let me tell you, man, that is a fun time. And do you remember when it is?
I want to say October.
October, all right. As long as it's not on the same time as the First Glance one, I'll definitely be there. And getting you in, I know everyone who runs that festival, so don't worry about it. You're fine.
Hook a brother up, that'd be great.
I will hook a brother up with the VIP of all VIP passes, and that, sir, is called the Press Pass.
Awesome.
I gotta tell you, no, they're fun. Their parties are awesome. They're all the filmmakers who usually attend are really nice. They got great panels. I actually was on a panel last year talking about a lot of stuff out there. It was with some great people. I think it was on Social Networking. I can't remember. It was a full year ago at this point. But great movies. I mean, you go to see these movies, and I gotta tell you, man, it's like standing room only. And if you wanna, and even that sometimes is sold out. So you're gonna have a blast. The opening night and closing night movies are always fun. The awards ceremonies are fun. What other film festival can you go and they give you literally a brick of granite with your name engraved on it? That's their award. It's actually really kind of cool because it's the Granite State. Yeah. So yeah, really, really fun stuff. We'll get you in there. I'm not really worried about it. It's like I said, I know most of the people. Let's see. First Glance says better not be October 13th through the 16th, which reminds me, Bill, I gotta find some way of affording to go there. But I'm working on it. First Glance at the same time as New York Comic Con, so Jerry can't go. For Bill, you're gonna have to remind me again. I cannot for the life of me remember. Is this Hollywood or Philly? I think it's Philly, right? No. Yes. Shit, I don't remember. Remind me, because if it's Philly, 9 times out of there's a very good chance I can go. All right, Phillywood. Philly. Okay. Well, I'm saying that also for the audience's benefit as well. Although I did genuinely forget. Great. Anything else you wanna plug while you're on here, John? This is the time where you gotta take hold of the mic and you gotta basically shut me up.
Everybody, please check out my blog. I like it. My Nano likes it.
John Hoff, #3.wordpress.com. Yeah. Check him out. He's got interviews. He's got interviews with people you recognize, people from our little fun community, and they talk about their projects. They talk about how they got started, how they got going, and where they're at in their careers. So they got a lot of good stuff. You can actually read an interview with yours truly on there. I believe so. No, you can.
It's up there. MJ Slide, Miles Maker. I know I'm gonna forget a bunch of people. I apologize. The guys at the Dummy Gun. A bunch of people.
Nice. Have you done Jerry yet?
No. I mean, sorry, forgive me. I think I've asked, but it's just he's been so busy, and I've got stuff going on. It's just been hard to coordinate everything.
Sure. Now, Jerry, he's a tough guy to get a hold of because he does that thing. He do all the time? Nothing. And sometimes it's really hard to coordinate his nothing schedule with your real schedule. Jerry, you love
Whenever
me.
you want to do the interview, just let me know. I think you wanted to wait until you saw the film. That's why we've been able to talk. And Nick never posted it online.
I did actually. And
You didn't even tell me.
actually, no, wait. Suck Like Chuck? No, I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't. You
Which,
you
oh.
supposed to post a critics version.
That's
I'm
right.
going to do that myself next week, so I'm going to send it to John.
Cool.
And
Awesome.
hopefully
I
he'll
look
like
forward to that's probably what we did. I apologize, Jerry.
No, that's fine. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. You said you wanted to wait until you saw the film.
Oh, is that
You did ask. Yeah.
that reminds me, John? Are we you gonna do some writing for us? Maybe. I'm gonna put you on the spot right in front of the audience.
Most definitely. What date is First Glance again? I just pulled up the New Hampshire Film Festival website.
First Glance is let's see here, October 13th through the 16th.
Oh, son of a gun! That's when the New Hampshire Film Festival is apparently.
Oh no, Aaron, no. But you know what? Here's how we could go. Right here. This is what we do. You cover New Hampshire for me, or you cover New Hampshire for both of us, and I'll cover First Glance, and then we get tons of content. Everyone wins.
That sounds awesome. Sounds like a plan. Great.
There we go.
I'll cover Comic-Con.
Yeah, but not for anybody.
Talk about it on the show.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll appreciate that, Jerry. But so that folks, we actually do have a lot of stuff going on. I'm actually really excited. I've got a lot of announcements coming up in the very near future. None of them I can talk about at the moment. The New York thing is, a possibility. Excuse me. We'll see how that goes in the future. We've got I'm excited for everything that Jerry's got going on with Stuck Like Chuck. It's actually going to be great to have that movie out there for a larger audience to get a hold of, because you guys got to wonder why I've been championing Jerry and carrying his ass for 3 years. This is the reason why, Jerry, because I believe in Jerry Caballero. It's like the I believe in Harvey Dent thing, and he is my evil side to my good side of Harvey Dent. So he's the other side of my coin.
Aww.
I know we're getting all kind of misty-eyed
Getting
now.
emotional.
Heartfelt. I'm excited and a little aroused. But and I want to thank John Hoff, Boston's John Hoff, for coming on again. Check out his website, johnhoff3.wordpress.com. Check out some interviews he's got going on there. While you guys are at it, guys and gals are at it, you can go ahead and check out FilmSnobbery.com. We've got tons of back interviews and current interviews and reviews and trailers and news and all this other stuff that we've got coming out. I've got a bunch of stuff I'm going to be updating soon. Hopefully, if you guys are out in Alabama, anyone close to Alabama, check out the Sidewalk Film Festival later on this month. I will be there. I will actually be doing a panel or a chat. It's not a panel. I don't know how to reference it as, because it's not a panel if you're the only one on it. Seminar maybe, I don't know. Anyway, it's called I Love You, but I want to see other movies.
I felt we needed a laugh or something. You paused for it, but we have no audience.
That is true. Like I always act like I'm playing in a live audience. It is a live show, so I always pause for the.
Add the clapping later.
I will I wish we had a laugh track. I should get like a soundboard for stuff like that. But yes, I want to. Oh, and then possibly I may be in Albuquerque, New Mexico for the Albuquerque Film Festival. I'm still waiting to hear back from them. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so let's see here. Oh, I got nothing else going on here chat-wise. I got nothing else there. Everyone check out Jerry's movie Stuck Like Chuck when it comes out. What's the date again for that, Jerry?
August 17th.
August 17th, and where can they go to see it?
You can go to stucklikechuck.com, and hopefully FilmSnobbery will have an embed of it, and we'll have embeds all over the place, but stucklikechuck.com. And I should mention, I didn't mention it before, we're going to live tweet the film.
Oh.
At least I'm going to live tweet the film on August 17th, so that way everyone can watch it, watch along, and tweet me and hopefully some of the cast, and hopefully you'll be there.
I've got a great fucking idea. Yeah. I got a great idea. I got like this screen behind me here?
Yeah.
Why don't I do...
We should do a screening of it, and then we can have a live chat room on it.
We'll do. I'll have the screen behind me here. I'll be on camera. We'll do a live chat. We'll talk during the movie. Maybe even do like a live commentary.
I've wanted to do that, and I wanted to talk with you about how we can do that for the end of the month. I was thinking about doing that like on my birthday on August 31st, which is a Wednesday. So maybe we could do that. Maybe we could do something like that where we We can do a live commentary over the movie, and we can hang out in the chat room and
We'll tweet it out at the same time. We'll do the whole 9 yards. Oh, that sounds like fun. Everyone in the audience, you guys got to make sure you're in for that. We'll get you more details as they come up and we get everything solidified. But I really think that's going to be a cool idea.
definitely.
Nice. So I want to thank John Huff III. I want to thank John for coming on the show and calling in. I want to congratulate him, everyone. Give him some props because he doesn't really do a lot of live in-person stuff. Like he said himself, he's a bit of a homebody, but we're going to break him out of the shell. We're going to get him out here. We're going to put him on next to me. We're going to go ahead. We're going to get him at a couple film festivals. We're going to open him up like a soup can, like turtle soup. I don't know. We're gonna get him out, so it'll be fun. And I want to say thanks again to Jerry. I want to thank everyone in the audience: Michelle Simmons, Jake Stetler, Nathan Cole, Zach Forsman. I want to thank, obviously, I want to thank. Rainy Cat's here, Rainy Cat. I want to thank Bill over from First Glance Film Festival. I want to thank. Just everyone else I want to thank our guest, Sarah Lotfi, who was able to stop in and chat with us about her new movies, Mention and Waking Eyes. Again, if you guys haven't already, go over to Indiegogo.com, throw some cash, make it rain for her movie, and it'll be good stuff all around. That being said, all right. I think we should. We're at an hour and 15 minutes. I think that's a good place to end this show. So
before we end, I just want to say thank you to Sarah too. She actually sent me a little thank you tweet after a thank you DM on Twitter right after she ended. She started writing thank you to like everybody that said they were watching the show. So I think that's really nice. That's cool when the guests do that.
I like that too. It makes me feel like I actually did a good job.
Yeah.
But that being said, hopefully we'll have this archive up in the next day or so, and we'll see you next week. And good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.